Percival in the Hall of Mirrors by Larissa Lockwood. Chapter 1. Hello, my friends. Bonjour, mes amis. I would like to introduce myself. I am Percival, the Papillon dog, or Percy for short. Let me tell you all about myself, my world, my travels, and my adventures. I live in a magnificent place in France called Versailles, in the region of the great King Louis XIV. We are in the year 1687. Yes, we're in the 17th century. Versailles is the largest place to be built in the whole of Europe. Our Sun King, as he likes to be called, became king when he was only 6 years old in 1653, and he moved here once it was completed in the year 1682. It took 42 years to build and had 700 rooms. A great architect called Louis XIV helped to transform the old brick castle into the grand stone domain it is today. The king prefers to be here rather than in Paris, as it is so peaceful and is nestled in a huge wood, and it is where his father used to take him hunting. There are little sculptures of the Sun King, normally in round shapes, all around the walls of the whole palace. See if you can spot some. So these are some right there. I'll show you. Sun King, that's the Sun King. And then this is the Papillon dog, and that's the Sun King right there. There you go. Okay. I'm a toy spaniel, otherwise known as a Papillon dog, and I'm very small with a white body and brown patches. I have funny little ears with fur dangling off them. I would like to consider myself to be very energetic, alert, and friendly dog. And of course, I'm extremely intelligent. I am the pet dog of Princess Neige, and she pampers me all day long. I am very spoiled, and I love my owner to the moon and back. I would gladly die for her. I arrived at the court as a tiny, weeny little pup, in a basket on a traveler's mule. As soon as my mistress set her eyes on me, she had to have me and took me home straight away, and I had never left her side since. She named me after the famous hero in the poem called Percival, the Story of the Grail, which is written by Thierry of Tortoise in the 12th century. Of course, I can only talk in dog language, but I'm convinced me and my mistress can communicate. Sometimes I travel with my mistress to other parts of France, but mainly we live in Versailles. When we do travel, it is always in a black carriage drawn by 4 horses, all of them jet black with the initials of my lady's family DNA emblazoned in red on both sides of the carriage. I do love to travel and see different parts of the world. Although I have many friends at court, I have one friend in particular who is my best friend. She is another Papillon dog, like me, and she's called Poppy. She's the same age as me, 4 years old, but instead of having brown patches with white, she has a black body with white patches. She is a lot of fun and goes on all of my adventures with me. We are quite small dogs, really and very worry, but our characteristics is our furry. Little pop-out ears, which make us look like butterflies, hence the name Papillon, which means butterfly in French. I lived with Princess Neige in one of the palace's apartment on the 1st floor. It is very prestigious and overlooks the stunning gardens of Versailles. Our life is made up of order, fashion, and whatever pleases the French king and his Spanish wife, Marie-Thérèse of Spain. Our apartment is made up of 2 bedrooms and a big living room, with the most sumptuous furniture, all clad in red or deep green velvet, with 2 huge chandeliers and bell curtains that frame the enormous windows. Here we live with the 3 of us, me, my lady, and her maid Angelique, and sometimes my lady's parents come down for a visit from their estate in the countryside. So then they take up another room. The garden of Versailles is truly glorious, and I am so proud to call it my home. About 40,000 workers were put to work to create the wonder that it is now. Colorful flowers, beds, lakes, wood, hedges, and green groves. It was designed by the famous landscape architect André Lenotre, who lined all the avenues with statues designed by some of the best artists that are alive in France and Europe. Everything is symmetrical and well thought about, with lots of little groves and places for people and dogs to hide. There is also a huge system of fountains, ponds, and canals, as the king loves the sound and the sight of water. And then we'll do chapter 2 later. Thank you for listening.